Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, I stood frozen in the middle of the deserted park, my hand clutching the phone that was still glowing with a ghostly green light. The message on the game screen had just begun to make my blood freeze. I looked around. The darkness was all around. The rows of old trees rustling in the wind as if whispering creepy secrets. The rusty swing was still swinging, each creaking sound like the sigh of someone invisible. I tried to calm down, telling myself this was just a trick, but deep down, I knew I was being dragged into a real nightmare, one of those true scary stories that people still tell each other. Suddenly, the phone vibrated violently. The screen showed a blurry map, a red dot flashing in the center of the park. I trembled, but my feet seemed to be hypnotized, forced to follow the arrow with each step. The air around me became heavier. The musty, cold smell spread, making me nauseous. Approaching the abandoned children's playground, I heard a childish laughter echoing, clear but unusually long, as if coming from underground. I gritted my teeth and continued walking, my heart pounding. In the middle of the yard, a merry-go-round rocked slightly, even though no one had touched it. I walked closer. The phone rang again, and a hoarse female voice said, "Hello John, are you ready?" I panicked, shouting, "Who are you? Why are you following me?" Only a soft laugh answered, then the line went dead. The screen showed the next line. "Find the bench where the last person sat." I swallowed, looking towards the row of rotten benches next to the black lake. Cold air blew from the lake's surface. A fishy smell rushed straight to my nose. As I approached, I suddenly saw a figure appear on the bench, faint as smoke, then disappeared as soon as I blinked. I shivered, stepped back, but the phone vibrated violently. The red words appeared, "Sit down." I clenched my teeth, reluctantly, sat down on the cold chair. The rotten wood seemed to crumble under the weight of my body. Immediately, I felt a cold air seep into the back of my neck, and clearly heard a whisper right next to my ear. This place used to be his last stop. I turned around, but saw only a cold void. No one standing there. The thick atmosphere seemed to suffocate my chest. The phone lit up again, this time showing the image of a young man, his face burned, his eyes wide open in horror. The image shook, and then disappeared, leaving the words, "He has paid the price. You will be next if you do not complete the game." My limbs went limp. I tried to breathe, but my breath was intermittent. I shouted into the void, "I do not play, spare me." The sound of the wind whistling past my ears was like a sarcastic reply. Suddenly, in the distance, the broken lampposts in the park turned on and off at the same time, creating a strange flashing rhythm leading to the abandoned restroom. The phone immediately displayed a notification. "The next step is waiting for you." I wanted to run away, but my legs felt like they were pinned to the ground, forcing me to drag each heavy step towards that place. When the rusty door of the old restroom creaked open, a strong stench rose up. I covered my nose, my hands trembling as I held the phone as the only source of light. It was dark inside. The walls were peeling like human skin. The cracks were zigzagging like distorted faces. I shined the light around, then jumped when I saw scribbled lines written on the wall in a thick black substance. They formed a message. "I am always watching you." My heart almost stopped. My throat was dry. At that moment, the phone vibrated violently, and the female voice rang out again. "John, This place has witnessed many screaming souls. Can you hear it? I listened, and sure enough, from within the rotten walls came a wailing, a long wail, like dozens of people desperately calling for help. Pi rushed out in a panic, took a deep breath, but before I could calm down, the phone rang again. The screen showed new instructions. Go to the central roundabout, where the end was also the beginning. I looked up. The old roundabout appeared under the dim moonlight, the rusty steel reflecting a pale blue light. I walked tremblingly, each step echoing in the dead space. When I got there, the roundabout suddenly moved, slowly rotating as if someone was playing. I stood there like a stone, cold sweat running down my forehead. Suddenly, a white figure sat there, head bowed, hair falling down to cover my face. I screamed in despair, but the figure slowly raised its head, revealing a scorched face, lifeless white eyes. The phone vibrated. A female voice whispered, "Now, you have seen it." My whole body trembled. I wanted to run away, but my legs couldn't move. The scene before my eyes seemed to drag me into the abyss of horror. In a split second, the spin stopped. The white shadow disappeared, leaving only a terrifying silence. I collapsed to the ground, holding my head, gasping for breath. But the phone screen showed a new line. "The game is not over. Prepare for the next level." I choked, feeling like I was being pushed into a maze with no way out. The darkness around me became thicker and thicker, as if it wanted to swallow all life. End of part 3. Please follow the next episode to see where the ghost game will take John and what horrors await him ahead.